The removal of the Confederate flag didn't come without a fight. The murders of 9 black people at Mother Emanuel once again stirred the conversation to take it down. One voice that stood out against the crowd was that of a Republican lawmaker. Essentially, it was her argument that helped to change the course of South Carolina history. But now the question remains, can lawmakers once again change history in South Carolina by passing hate crime legislation in honor of the Emanuel 9?
I cannot believe that we do not have the heart in this body to do something meaningful, such as take a symbol of hate off these grounds on Friday.
This impassionate speech by then state Republican lawmaker Jenny Horn went viral 10 years ago, getting the attention of the nation. It happened as South Carolina was going through a heated debate about removing the Confederate flag from State House grounds. The push came after avowed white supremacist Dylan Roof was seen donning the Confederate flag before killing nearly a dozen people at Mother Emanuel.
Because Dylan Roof had used propaganda and used the flag as a symbol of hate. And that naturally that debate would come up again. The debate came up in the 70s, and it came up in the 80s, and it came up in the 90s. I mean, it was a recurring issue since the flag had been put up during the Civil Rights Movement.
Horn says lawmakers were at the State House since 8:30 that morning to amend a bill that would ultimately allow for the flag to continue to fly at the State House.
From the standpoint of bringing the flag down, I really thought it was going to be kind of procedural like the Senate did, and it turned out to be one of the bloodiest floor fight I've ever been in.
She says the issue was almost tabled and she finally had enough.
My thoughts moved back to the funeral of Senator Pinckney. And I went to the funeral, and it was very, very reminiscent of Dr. Martin Luther King's funeral. When, if you look at the images of those 4 children and that widow, and I saw Mrs. Pinckney and her 2 small children, and it really broke my heart.
The votes finally came in and the flag was removed from the State House and placed in a museum. Now that one controversial topic was folded, another shouldn't be forgotten: the deaths of 9 innocent parishioners and the need for a hate crime law.
I would have voted for the bill, and I believe the bill should be passed.
The Senator Clementa Pinckney Hate Crimes Act was first proposed in the State House back in 2021, named after the senator and pastor of Mother Emanuel, who was also one of Dylan Roof's victims. The act would add penalties of up to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine if someone was victimized due to their race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, among other factors.
I think it's unfinished business. And, I think that hopefully future General Assemblies will take it up and pass it. It's not going to prevent people from getting a gun and doing something really horrible and unspeakable. But it sends a message that in South Carolina, we don't tolerate hate crimes.
Horn says the delay in passing this is a slap to the face to one of their own.
I think that Senator Pinckney would have been disappointed that he has not, that his memory hasn't been fully vindicated.
She says it's time lawmakers once again make a historic change for the people of South Carolina, and is puzzled as to why the bill hasn't been passed even after the massacre.
I have no idea, because if that doesn't do it, I don't know what would. It's a state senator a reverend, a public servant, one of ours. I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense.
It's not about Jenny Horn.
Horn hasn't been in politics since she gave her impassionate speech to remove the flag. She tells me her speech cost her friendships and her political career. She has this message for current lawmakers saying that they must do what's right, even if it means losing your political seat.
I would like them to pass the Senator Clementa Pinckney Hate Crimes Act. I'd like to see that done.